Okay, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depends on when and where you are watching this video from. This is FX and I'm here for us to, this is something new that I'm starting and I'm praying that God will give me the strength that I will be doing it consistently every week. Now, this week, since the beginning, I want to teach you something before we go into the weekly outlook. Every week I'll be recording a YouTube video for you guys about the outlook the pairs I will be, looking into, alright? So now before I go on, there is something I know a lot of you know it. We use it in lower time frame for entries, all right? Something that some people call it invalidation, some people call it engineer liquidity. Now, I don't bother myself with names. The name doesn't matter. The most important thing is the concept, the ideology, right? Knowing what you are doing. So if you call it invalidation, if you call it engineer liquidity, whatever, some people call it QML. Whatever you call it, it doesn't matter. There is no wrong way in you know trading and making money. If you are making money on that is the right way, right? So market will come here. So some people call it, as I said, some people call it engineer liquidity, is correct. So let's use the word engineer liquidity. Now between the engineer liquidity and the last high over here is what we call the overthrow, right? So here is the further deviation. So in between the engineer liquidity and further deviation is an area. When it is lower time frame, we look for entries over there, or we place our limit, sell limit over here, place our sell limit over here, and then stop loss will be here because here is the further deviation. Now when this thing comes to higher time frame, it's good that you look for sales. You see, you look for cells inside here. You look for cells inside here. So the same thing. The same thing. It's a very powerful area to look for cells. All right. Although sometimes you get the rejection exactly on the engineer liquidity level, but sometimes it will go here. But once the further motivation is not broken, we cannot say that the setup is not valid or the setup is not valid anymore. They can break it, consume more liquidity inside here, and then drop. Right. So this time you go to lower time frame and then whatever entry type you are using, you look for sales over here. The same thing when you have a bullish market like this. When you have a bullish market like this, and then this becomes your engineer liquidity, further deviation, then you expect something like this. So this is talking about higher time frame. Now let me give you this. If you are able to master this thing correctly and then able to identify it and you focus on this one alone, bet me every week you're going to get a nice setups and then you're going to end up with blues. All right. Me this week, most of my setups is based on this thing that I'm teaching you, right? And I'll be sharing them. Now, this is what you'll be looking for. So you look for buys inside here, you look for sells inside here. This is higher time frame, and I recommend daily time frame to be the lower time frame when you're looking for this. Mostly I use daily time frame, all right? Mostly I use daily time frame when you're looking for this type of trade. Now, I want to ask before we come to DXY, which will be our markets, which will be our it will be included in our market outlook. Let's look for examples. Now, there is a trade I took this week, last week, sorry, Euro GBP and then Euro CHF. They are all based on this ideology. Let's go to one day and let me teach you something. Now I said weekly, so let me 1 week. So let me cut last week's. Let me cut last week's parts. Last week candle. This was last week candle. So let me go to daily time frame to see what happened over there. 1 day. Always you can see that the market is bullish. There's no doubt. Daily time frame, the market is bullish. Now you can see that this was the last low. Now when marking the engineer liquidity, I hope you've watched the video. We don't add the risks, and this place becomes the furthermost deviation. Oh, sorry. This place becomes the furthermost deviation. All right. So as I was saying, between here and here is where you'll be looking for the buys. Now sometimes the market bounce off from here. Okay, so as I was saying, you can see that when marking the engineer liquidity, we don't add the risks, so you mark the body, but featherable deviation we add the risks. So sometimes the market will bounce up from this exactly here on this level, but sometimes it will come inside here. But once the featherable deviation is not broken, you can still look for buys over here. So let's see what happened. Now we entered it here. We entered the market here. Here I'll be start looking for what we buys. All right, I'll start looking for buys. Now I went to 1 hour time frame. Was looking for change in direction. But if you know what I call the field structure break, you will know what I'm talking about, right? So here I was waiting for change in direction over here, but something was happening in 30 minutes time frame. Why? Because there was a field structure break over here, a field structure break. So meaning that in 30 minutes time frame we can look for entries, all right? So 30, went to 30 minutes time frame and then start looking for entries. So on this level qualifies. It is also coordinates, or it also in line with it is also in line with the daily engineer liquidity level. All right. So I place my sell limit, buy limit over here with less than 11 pips, and I got beautiful trade. Now I'm still looking for a second entry. I'm still looking for a second entry, and I will tell you why I'm looking for a second entry over here. Now I had the correct shift over here. This is the 1 hour time frame. Remember, this entry was 30 minutes, so 1 hour time frame information is still valid. Now I had a correct shift over there, and then you can see that the last low. Let me go to 1 hour. Things will be clear in 1 hour. The last low you took is here. All right. So on this level, you can see that after the shift, they've not come here. So this is an untested level. Although we had it tested, but after the shift, they haven't come here. So that is less than 18 pips. I'm looking for second entry over here. Now this was just for examples. Another example is Euro CHF. Euro CHF too. It was a beautiful trade. Let me cut this part. Focusing on the major structure, you can see that we had a nice shift over here, and this is the engineer liquidity. This becomes your feathermost deviation. Now, on this level, you go to the lower time frame and look for a change in direction, and then you do the same engineer liquidity concept to look for entries. All right. So let's see what's happened over here. 1 hour. 1 hour. The market tapped in here. You see, sometimes due to spread, you might think that it haven't tagged it, but it tagged it. So when you increase this the pixel to 4, you can see that they tagged it correctly, right? And then when you're confused about engineer liquidity, it's better you switch to line chart. You can see this was the true last lower low. True last lower low they took. Alright. And then your entry will be the stop loss will be here. Stop loss will be here. Alright. The stop loss will be on the feathermost deviation. I hope all of you have watched the video. If you haven't watched it, it is on the channel. Go and then watch the video on the engineer liquidity. You will understand this one better. So the risk was less than 4 pips. Sorry. The risk was less than 4 pips, and then you can target here this engineer liquidity, 1 hour untapped engineer liquidity over here. Let's see what happened over here. One thing you need to learn as a trader is patience. You have to get a heart to wait, as you FOMO, that is fear of missing out, or yes. So this is why EuroCHF has been pushing up. All right, good. So just keep practicing. If you have any question, I will leave the Telegram link on the description. All right, so you can add. Now let's go to this week's market cycle. Pairs I will be looking for. before then, let us analyze DXY. DXY, let's go to 3 months. I have some information over there. Now, 3 months, focusing on this major structure, you can see that we are bearish. All right, and this level is a nice level for that's a nice level for a pullback or for a reversal. That's why it bounced off from that level. All right, so when it happens like this, go to lower time frame and then see information over there. So let's go to 1 month time frame and see what is happening. Now 1 month time frame, they try to close below, but they couldn't. They rejected it, meaning that the liquidity they took here to move these guys is not sufficient. So they will come inside here, find more liquidities and then drop. All right, and then let's go to 1 week and see what is happening over there. Now 1 week, the same engineer liquidity concept. You can see that this level is a last low they took. Here becomes your engineer liquidity. Here becomes your further most deviation, FMD. Now this is weekly time frame, so we cannot sit there. No, you can go to the lower time frame and see information over there to know where you are going, because I know daily time frame is bullish. So you join the bullishness until DXY reaches 109.609. That's the level, and I think that's the level I'll be start maybe in spot trading. I'll start accumulating altcoins. What are altcoins? Altcoins are cryptocurrencies that are different from Bitcoin. So aside Bitcoin, every coin you see is altcoin. Some coin doesn't qualify to be called altcoins. Some are mini coins, but some major projects they are called altcoins. So you can start buying. Although it is not financial advice, but this is what the market is presenting. And you need to trade what you see, not what you think. You get my point. So at 109.609, I'll be waiting to look for possible reversal in lower time frame to see what is going on over there. Now let's go to daily time frame, see if we can have any reasonable information for us to join the trend before we reaches 109.609. All right. So the information in daily time frame is we have powerful daily liquidities or further deviation, the daily liquidity over here. Similarly, you have something interesting over here. So until the further deviation is broken over here, we can say that this sell setup is not valid. All right. So in lower time frame, if you see something reasonable, you can join the sell at least to some levels, or if not this level, this is a good reasonable level. Those trading order block, those who know what order block is will understand what I'm talking about. So if there's a major pull somewhere here, but we trade what we see, not what we think. So if it comes here and the reverse going, we start to join the trend. Another important level is here. How the engineer liquidity over there. So the reason why I'm considering this level is that I know the market doesn't move in a straight line. So it needs level to have that zigzag form. It needs levels. So maybe something like this. Then you start seeing the drop. All right. So it needs levels to have the pullbacks. So the pullbacks, this is daily. In 1 hour, in 4 hours, there might be very, very big moves. 30 minutes, there might be very, very big moves. So this is how I see the XY. If I see anything, I'll start looking for sell on USD CAD, USD JPY, buys on GBP USD, Euro USD, and then you know how DXY and those indexes are correlated. Good. Now, let's move on to another pair. Another pair I'm looking for is, I think it's AUD JPY. AUD is part of my watch list for this week. AUD JPY. This week, part of my watch list for this week. Alright, so let's go to daily one day and see something. But before that, let me go to 1 month and then tell you something. Those who have watched my video on phase structure break, this is a clear phase structure break. Alright, I don't know if I've uploaded that video on YouTube. No, I haven't uploaded that video, so I'll upload that video. This is a correct phase structure break. Alright, so meaning that we will have some sort of bullishness. We have some sort of bullishness. Now, when you come to daily time frame, you can see that there is clear engineer liquidity over here. Because we changed the direction. This was a BOS, this is a shift, this was a BOS, this is a shift. So this place becomes the engineer liquidity. Now, when you come to 1 hour, if you want to wait for 1 hour, if you want to wait for 1 hour, but 30 minutes information is also good. I mean, the lower time frame, when I'm using this strategy 30 minutes, the lower time frame I use for this kind of entry 30 minutes. But if you want to wait for 1 hour, then you must wait for a candle closer over here before you start looking for sell. But when you go to 30 minutes time frame, I think there is a reasonable information over there. Reasonable information is over there. Good, because we change in direction over here. Here, this point is a clear change in direction. And the reason why I'm considering is we have a failed structure break also over here. Here, this point. So this place becomes your engineer liquidity. When you want to stop here, the risk will be high, right? So you can stop around here. It is okay. It's okay to stop around here. So it's part of my watch list, a buy limit over here. Alright. Good. Now another one before I end the video is GBP AUD. GBP AUD. Let me remove all drawing. Let me go to 1 day. Show me your love. 1 day. Daily, we have what do we call it? We have a berry structure. Yes, berry structure. Beautiful berry structure over here. Berry structure. Alright, so you can see this place is clearly engineer liquidity. You can see how the market bounced off from it. So what do we have to expect? And this is another engineer liquidity. I told you when you're confused, switch to what? Line chart. So we have another one too over here. But you can just check. So I'm expecting a push down here before maybe if they will continue. And if you know failed structure break, this is a correct failed structure break 1 day. So you come to 1 hour. This is what I will be expecting. Expecting the market to break this low to confirm the bearishness. Go to 30 minutes time frame. I don't think there is any reasonable information. The same thing, they coincided with the 1 hour. So let's use the 1 hour. 1 hour time frame. So I'll be looking for them to break this low. The 6 something reasonable over here and then drop. So thank you very much. Once I said in the comment section, I'll give you the link to the Telegram, my personal contact on WhatsApp. Also, if you need me, then you contact me. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it.